Ash Writing, and today we finally get to finish the journey I started a month or so ago. And it all lined up perfectly to come out when this movie was due to come out, and they moved the date, throwing off my timeline. But we're here. We finally get to talk about the 2024 The Crow, directed by Rupert Sanders. And I don't want to say high hopes for it. I was open-minded going into this movie, I'll say. Because I really wanted to see them bring back the Crow character. I think there's a lot of things you can do with a character like this. It was just, could they actually land it? Let's talk about it and discuss, shall we? This movie opens up with a young Eric finding a horse that has been trapped in barbed wire. His mom is inebriated in the trailer, and he cannot free the horse, and he's just stuck there watching this horse suffer. And we jump to current day with Shelley getting a video message on her phone and a phone call from Sadie. And Sadie's freaking out over this because she's like, we can take him down, we can get Dom, and we can just bail out. Shelley's a little bit wavery on this idea, but the ship sailed on this one because before they can hang up, Sadie is snatched. So Shelley hides the phone and she goes to try to find Dom. And before she can get snatched up, she runs into some cops who finds drugs on her, and it's off to a rehab center for her, where she meets Eric. He was staying there. Very passive guy. He is the low man in the totem pole at this rehab center with no friends, and are instantly attracted to each other. Meanwhile, while they're blossoming at the rehab center kind of deal, we meet up with the big bad in the group. Vincent is his name, and he's questioning Sadie about where's Shelley. And we learned that Vincent has actually been alive for centuries. He sold his soul to the devil for eternal life. He can make you do anything with a whisper, which he makes Sadie offer herself as a sacrifice in his place, which is the end of the deal. He has to make sacrifices for him to continue to live. But they have to also be accepted also. But with this video running around, they really need to find Shelley, and they eventually track her down to the rehab center. When they do show up to see her, her and Eric break out and run off together. And we get to see the two of them bonding over time and getting closer and falling in love and all that stuff. But all good things must end. And Dom runs into them at the club, warning Shelley that they know where she is and are coming for her, and she has to leave. But she won't leave without Eric. Her and Eric go back to his place, and before she can come clean, they're attacked, and both of them are knocked out, or taken out. He doesn't go with her. He ends up going to this purgatory place, where we meet a guy, and they're surrounded by crows. And he explains to them that their deaths were not a natural death, because the person behind their deaths is not natural himself. And if he were to go back to the land of the living and kill him, then he can save Shelley from not just hell, but bring her back. So Eric goes up, and he is fumbling his way forward. He's struggling hard. He's not a good fighter. He's doing the best he can, though, and he's definitely fueled by the power of the Crow. That he's not going to be killed, but he still feels every attack on him. He feels pain, especially. And everything is going good until he tracks down Dom, who tells him about the video. He knows where to find it because he knows where Shelley hides things. And he sees the video. And it's Vincent doing his suggestion thing and getting Shelley to kill someone for him, and which mortifies Eric. And it puts doubt in his mind. And that is a bad thing, because now that he's doubting the relationship, he's lost his powers, because that was one of the rules with his powers. The love must remain pure. So when he's shot again, it puts him back into purgatory. And the guy's like, you failed. Off you go. But Eric makes one more deal. His soul for hers. If they send him back one more time, he'll finish the job, and he'll take Shelley's place. And he goes, you'll never see her again if you do this. And he says, it's fine. And the crows accept the deal, giving him one more power, and the power is to traverse the realms. So it's back to the land of the living again. and he tracks him down to an opera where we get a big fight sequence. But unfortunately, it's the woman there, not Vincent. And he finds out from her before he ends her that Vincent is at the mansion. And he tracks him down there. And Vincent uses the fact that Eric is questioning him, trying to find out who he is, to get an advantage on him. It's like trying to suck the power of the crow from him. When Eric uses the good memories to push back and takes him into the purgatory realm. And that's where he eliminates Vincent. And for a brief moment, he's reunited with Shelley before she is jolted back to life, where her and Eric both died. Eric, though, is not coming back. He's staying in purgatory with the crows. And that is the crow. Let's talk about the pros first, because there were some pros here. I did enjoy the fact that we had a supernatural villain. It added to that idea of this is not natural, which is the reason why the crow is stepping in to try to do something about this now. And unlike 4, where they try to add that supernatural villain kind of deal, this one worked a lot better. I really enjoyed what Bill Skarsgård brought to the table here. Not just the look, and he had a wide range of emotions here, from being like this broken guy to feeling this love and the love of Shelley, which got him out of his shell and living life again, to the pain of losing her, and then the doubt, and then finally the crow, the determined, unstoppable machine that the crow is. I think Bill Skarsgård did a great job here. I think FKA Twigs, I hope I said that name right, and it's not just Twigs. I wrote it down. I thought she was an alright Shelley. I think that the relationship suffered because we didn't really get anything else. It was just love. That was it. There was no real conversation that goes on between the two of them. It's just how much they love each other. After a while, it's like, I get it. And I think that comes a patience point here too. Because they don't die until about the 47-minute mark in this movie. And after a while, you're just sitting there like, come on, I want the crow. And I get it that they wanted to tell this love story first and bring back the emotions, because we'd already had 4 movies where you get the crow, except for 4, which took a while, but that's a whole other fucking thing. But I do feel like patience-wise going in, you lose it pretty quickly, and they're like, okay, I get it, let's move on. But the villain-wise, I think that Danny Huston and Laura Britton were excellent. But I do think Laura was a better villain. And I only say that because they never really explain Vincent too much. They're just like, he's made a pact with the devil, and he can do this suggestion thing. Go. And it's like, wait, I want to know more, but you're not going to get it. So I think, like, intimidation-wise, I think Laura was more of an intimidating villain, and I think she should have been the top dog over Danny. But, like, he was still a pretty good villain also. I think the action and the gore, especially the gore, was fantastic. I love some of these deaths. They got some of my favorite deaths from the franchise in this movie. Love the fact that Eric in this movie was not that much of a fighter. He was a brawler, and he could probably hold his own against a person. Not really a person, because he does fight people here all the time. I like the fact he was not this trained martial artist or anything like that. He can brawl you a little bit, but you could tell he was not a brawler, and he's just trying to do the best he can. I love the part in the opera where he's just taking damage, and has to like stop for a moment and like reset himself. I like that little addition. Also, it did kind of give me like this off note little thought too. It was like he's watching up the stairs being shot, and I'm like, that is exactly how I play every Fallout game. Just being shot from all directions with a baseball bat, just hoping I can get that stim pack off before they kill me. I think like definitely con wise is like I said, the beginning of this was weirdly paced. We had a lot on the love story that we probably didn't need that much of. But the opening, especially with the horse, they never paid that off in any way. Like you see a little flashback that he burnt down the trailer and everything over it. But it would have been like, you showed me his childhood, but you never paid it off because you never talk about things with him. He never talks about shit. It's just after, well, I guess his childhood was shit. Look at this. I think like if you were really gonna go into that, you should have knuckled down even more into that, or just lost that, especially lost that horse scene, because that horse scene didn't really make any sense. Then the ending, I get it. They wanted to kind of give you that uplifting moment kind of deal of, well, Shelley's alive at least, and he is free to carry on, and if he, you can bring him back if you wanted. But I think a stronger one would have just been her going to heaven. Like he saved her from hell, and now she gets to go to paradise. Would have been the same uplifting effect without that weird wait a minute. So all of this took place here and you just went back to this point. I don't, it felt messy, it felt clunky. Just let her go to heaven. And I feel like that would have had the same effect and probably more than her just coming back to life. My final grade for this movie, I'm gonna give it a C plus. I think there's a lot to be enjoyed here, especially whenever after he does die and come back. Everything from that point on is really fun to watch. I do like some parts of the romance. I feel like there should have been like more dialogue, more actual speaking than what we got. But like I said, it does. The fun outweighed the negatives, but at the same time, I don't think it's something you should rush out to go see. That go to streaming, get DVD. It's nothing that special. I was hoping for something that really would be special to shut people up about this franchise, so we can make these movies. But if I had to rank them, it would be number 5 would be part 4. Number 4 would be part 2. Number 3 would be this one. Number 2 would be 3, and the first one obviously is still the best one. And with that said, have a good day, evening, night, afternoon, whatever, wherever you are. And as always, bye bye.